And he said, if I end it here, what will become of the life of somebody here? Because while he was on that ground, he was thinking about you. If I end it here, when a maker is born, when a maker is born, or when Timothy is born, or when Vincent is born, or when Chinasa come to this world, or when Veronica is born, if I end it here, she may end up being a failure in life. But because of you, I'm just using those names, he stood up. He remembered, if I don't get to this cross, foundational powers will finish these people. The curses of their father's house will destroy them. The evil covenant of their father will destroy them. He stood up, carried the cross, and began his journey again. As he was going, even with the last strength he has, they were still flogging him. His leg was wobbling and shaking. His lips were shaking. Mucus were coming out of his nose. He carried that cross. He fell down again. And he said, I can't end it here on the ground. If I die here now, when you and I come to this world, we are doomed forever. But because of you and I, he summoned courage again. He stood up. We can't count how many times he fell, until one man came. The man saw him and looked into his eyes. And Jesus looked into the man's eyes. He understand the message. What's the name of the man that helped him carry the cross? What? So the man said, as if he understood the language of Jesus' eye to him, he now carried the cross. Not that he removed the cross from Jesus and carried it, but the cross was on Jesus. He was just holding some part and said, continue now your cross. And Jesus said, thank you. Let's go. Gently he was moving. Somebody who has not eaten for days. The beating was so much that Jesus urinated on his trouser. Or let me use the word garment. Who was he doing that for? For himself? No! For you and I. So that he can bequeath a beautiful life to you. Let us read further, then I'll come back to explain. We will not go into prayers. Verse 4 says, surely he has borne our griefs and carried our sorrows, yet we did esteem him stricken, smitten of God, and afflicted. But he was wounded for our transgressions. He was bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him. By his stripes, what happened? We are healed. As if you and I were there that day, we were looking at Jesus going through all those suffering and say, that's good for you. Beat him very well. Flog him very well. He deserves it. But the Bible says, look at these people. Look at how they are. Look at their manner towards Jesus. Look at their behavior towards Jesus. All this thing is going through is for you. He suffered so that when you come to this world, you won't need to suffer again. He became poor so that when you come to this world, you become rich and wealthy. And the Bible continues. Verse 6. All we like sheep have gone astray. We have turned everyone to his own way. And the Lord had laid on him the iniquity of us all. He was oppressed and he was afflicted, yet he opened not his mouth. He is brought as a lamb to the slaughter, and as a sheep before her shearers is dumb. So he opened not his mouth. Verse 10 now says, yet it pleased the Lord to bruise him. He had put on him to grief. When thou shalt make his soul an offering for sin, he shall see his seed. He shall prolong his days, and the pleasure of the Lord shall prosper in his hand. He shall see of the travail of his soul, and shall be satisfied. By his knowledge shall my righteous servant justify many, for he shall bear their iniquity. Therefore will I divide him a portion with the great, and he shall divide his spoil with the strong, because he had poured out his soul unto death, and he was numbered with the transgressors, and he bare the sins of many, and made intercession for the transgression. Now pay attention. If you read from other versions of the Bible, it will give you a clearer understanding. When you see a man wake up in the morning, or a woman, when you see a father, a mother wake up in the morning and is hurrying out to go to work or business, when you see a woman with a tray hawking, when you see a man trying, doing one or two odd jobs, when you see a man laboring here and there, that man has something in his mind. He is laboring not for himself. He's laboring for his children. A responsible man, a responsible woman. When you see them out there are some things they are not to welcome, there are some things they are not to do, but because they know they have mouths to feed in their house, they will do that thing. I'm talking about noble job, not stealing and so on and so forth. So when you see a man